How you doing, Raintree? This is week 3 of the at-home workout program. Again, this week is going to be both an E and an X program, so pick and choose which one you want to do. The E is that more fundamental movement one, while the X is the little bit more advanced with a couple of extra exercises. So this week, again, for both programs, instead of adding in new stuff like the eccentrics that we did last week, this week I'm just adding in volume. So, you know, instead of doing 10 reps, maybe there's 12. Instead of doing 8 reps, maybe there's 10. Stuff like that. Also, this is kind of on your part. I do 3 to 5 rounds for the first 2 in day 1 and day 2 for both programs. If you've been doing 3, try to do 4 rounds. If you've been doing 4, try to do 5. And if you're already doing 5, that's great. That volume's gone up anyway because you're doing more reps. So, and also, thank you to everybody who tuned in to Tuesday's fitness class on Zoom and Thursday's morning mobility class also on Zoom. It was great to have. I had an incredible turnout, so thank you so much for tuning in. It was amazing, and I think everybody, I got really good feedback from it. Thank you everybody who gave me things to make it a little bit better, and I think I sort of figured it out on Thursday. I'm going to tinker with it this weekend as well. If you want to join for next week, it's going to be at the same time, and it's the same registration code. I'll have Brian send that out to you guys so you can tune in next week. So I hope to see you there. But anyway, here's the warm-up for both programs. The first thing that we're going to do, which we did on Tuesday's fitness class, was that sumo, the squat side rock. So your big sumo stance, toes pointed out a little bit, and you're going to squat down into one side and then shift over to the other side and keep going back and forth and try to do 10 a side. So what you want to think about, and again, like anything else, just like the bodyweight squat, if you can only go here, great. If you can go a little bit deeper, do that too. But just like a squat, if you see it from a side view, you should sit back into that hip. So in this case, it's my left hip. And from the side, it looks just like a bodyweight squat, right? So that's the positioning that you're trying to aim for when you're doing that. The second exercise is going to be a pike. So a pike is basically just a very slow and under controlled toe touch. So I like to go a little bit narrower than shoulder width. Again, I screw in my feet just like on the bodyweight squat. Feel that tension come up into my butt. I'm going to squeeze my abs as well. But with this pike, I want every inch of my back to move independently as I slowly go down into a toe touch. So starting at my head, going all the way down to my lower back. So I'm going to take a breath in through my nose, out through my mouth, and slowly go down. And I'm going to hit a sticking point. At that sticking point, take in another breath in through your nose. Try to fill up your upper back. And then when you exhale, exhale so you squeeze your abs really, really hard. And you'll find that you find another 2 to 3 inches that you can go down and touch your toes. Again, come up under control. And if you can only do, come down to here, again, take that in-breath into your upper back. And out-breath, squeeze your abs. Try to find that extra 2 to 3 inches. The third exercise is going to be a high plank to downward dog. So high plank, we've all done last week, right? Wrist directly under the shoulder. Can't stress that enough. Squeezing your butt, squeezing your abs, just like the top of a push-up position, right? And then you're going to come into a downward dog, creating that A shape. Hold it for a second and come back down, keeping your abs tight the entire time. So we're going to do 10 of those. And then the fourth exercise to finish out the warm-up is a monster walk with a twist. So monster walks we've been doing, right? And then once you get here, this is that split stance or staggered position that we've been doing with the split squats and that sort of thing. So then we're going to take our fists and we're going to rotate each side and then walk out, and we're going to rotate each side. And again, what I want you to focus on that rotation is, instead of having that rotation come from the hips, have that rotation come from the upper back, right? So when I'm in that staggered position, locks my hips in, and instead of opening up completely to that side and facing my hips out, I'm keeping my hips square facing forward, and I'm turning out to the side with my chest and my upper back. So that's the warm-up for week 3. choose whatever program you want to do, and swipe over for day one.